All right, it's Thursday night, and I'm kind of getting an indication that the bandwidth is shit to start with. It's not great. Hello, honey. How are you doing this evening? And Madam Butterfly, there too. Nice to see you. Hello, hello, hello. Having said the early hellos, I was just going to shoot one short video tonight, and I might just do it. Just a little bit more prep work is required. So, I was waiting. I prepped my orange peel. Got to prep my cherry. Good. Crashed about 20 minutes since last stream. Dude, if you gotta sleep, you gotta sleep. I'm not gonna hold it against you. Okay, stab it. Oh man, I thought for sure that would work. Yeah, it's another 2 cherry night, and I didn't even cheat. So got cherries, got that. I have to torch my ice. Torch is over here now. Ice is still frosty. I've got to torch it. So it is at its best, beautiful, clear state. That looks like job done to me. Nice and clear. All right. Does it go better that way? Does go better that way. Okay. All righty. That's all the prep work done. So now I'm going to shoot the video. Oh, and I do need to remember to do a thumbnail. First, I just got to pour it. Okay, I will do that up front, the thumbnail. Okay, it's all just to remind me. Okay, turn this light on. Camera on. Just got to do the slow-mo pour for the sexy visuals. Because we like sexy visuals. And orange peel. And cherries. All right. That's a done. Get a little GoPro out of the way. Let's take a picky of this tasty looking treat. Oh, and I just got my UFoods text as well. All right, that's done. Now I just got to do the talky bit. Let's get this tripod out. And let's switch this camera onto the tripod. Hey, home for the day. You're all week. All week when I hear Barry Manilow. I love just the nonsense phrases in Hello, got a new motor. A fine bit of surrealism. Music surrealism from Alexei Sayle. This will not take long. Okay, why is that so crooked? I don't quite understand. I mean, I can fix it in editing, but it's a bit weird to me. Anyway, I don't care. I'm going with it. Let's go. Let's carry. All right, okay. G'day, cocktail lovers. I'm continuing with my quest to how many different ways can I clarify cocktails, or how many different cocktails can I clarify? What's my starting point? What's my end point? This week, I decided to repurpose a batched cocktail I've made. Over the last few months, I've made variants on this batch cocktail where you use an entire jar of jam as a principal flavor in the cocktail. The big wide world of jam gives you lots of flavors to choose from, and it's a great drink for a party. Problem is, I haven't been hosting any parties myself, so I was not really finishing off this batch cocktail in a hurry. I wasn't sick of it because it was really good, but I thought, maybe repurpose it. Car going past. While the variants of these cocktails have a very fruity flavor, there's no actual citrus acid element in them. I suppose there's a little acid element from the jam, but I don't know that it would be enough to curdle milk on its own. This drink is made up of spirit, sweet vermouth, a bittersweet aperitivo, and jam. And I thought, well, there's the other method where we just use the powdered milk. I've got another thing going past. Why is the street suddenly busy? Quick recap of the two main methods of milk clarification. One is to get a drink that has an acid element, usually a citrus juice, and add it to milk or some similar dairy type product. You can even experiment with non-dairy milks like the nut milks or coconut milk. You'll find varying degrees of success, but experimentation is fun. The other method is to get some powdered milk and bake it in the oven, usually for about 375 Fahrenheit for 15 minutes. Why are there so many cars going past? Some magical bit of chemistry happens when you bake that powder. So when you reconstitute it into milk, it has a tendency to just separate on its own. So you can get a drink that does not have an acid content, add it to this reconstituted baked milk powder, and it will separate, and you can filter it, and you get a clarified drink. There is another fucking car going past. What the ever-loving fuck? The process for doing this with my batch cocktail was pretty simple. There was about 200 mils of my cocktail left. So I got 60 mils of the milk, because you want to do it round about 3-to-1, 4-to-1 ratio of drink to milk, and add the milk. Ugh, fuck, shit. And I'll always stress that it's important to add the drink to the milk, not the milk to the drink. Eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed I made a mistake and I added the milk to the drink. This can cause a problem with proper formation of curds, and you might not get such a good result. And I have no idea why I accidentally did that, but you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. So I thought, okay, let it stand for a while to see if it separates. It did seem to separate. It did seem to separate successfully. So then it's pouring it through a coffee filter, so it drains through into a little bottle. Now, the important thing to remember is it is not the filter that does the clarification, it's the curds. So the curds have to settle to the bottom to really get the clarification happening, meaning usually the first bit that goes through will be at least a bit cloudy. So you need to let it run until it's running through clear, then put that first bit back through the filter, or alternatively, filter the whole drink more than once. Once you've finished filtering the drink, all that's left to do is pour yourself up a serve. And of course, a clarified cocktail, it's the perfect candidate to pour it over some sexy clear ice. And I'm going to use my favorite garnishes of a twist of orange peel and maraschino cherries on a skewer. And we can see the cocktail gods shined on me twice. I am in their favor at the moment. I made the mistake of adding the milk to the drink, and yet it's clarified. It's a beautiful clear color. And when I stabbed into my cherry jar to get a cherry, I got 2 cherries. I didn't even cheat. I thought I was only getting 1. But when you get 2 cherries, that's a sign from the cocktail gods. And the drink looks good. Now, I just hope it tastes good. This is really interesting, because I think it's actually bringing the jam flavor out more than anything. That combined sweet tartness you get from a good jam. I can even taste the bittersweet element in here. I used a grapefruit liqueur from memory, and it is just still a bright fruity treat, but it's taken it somewhere else. So I don't feel like I'm drinking the same thing forever. I had my batch cocktail. It was very good. I shared it with a few lucky people. There was still some left because I made a whole bottle of it. And now I have something different. My clarified jam cocktail. You'd never believe that if you weren't familiar with clarified cocktails, I could go from that opaque drink that literally had jam in it, making it a little bit thick, and you get this beautiful, smooth, clear drink. That's why I keep doing the milk clarification. And I think I'm just going to keep working my way through the cocktail oeuvre and decide which cocktail makes the best clarified cocktail. That's, the next few years of my life exploring that, as far as I'm concerned. And other cocktail hacks, tips, tricks, little things I like to do, especially the clear ice. I've got an interesting experiment with that coming up. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you are, because I'd love to have you back to see what else I get up to. But until I do see you again, I'll say cheers. Okay, sitting down with the clarified cocktail. Switch this off. Switch this off. Switching to bright light off. Feel like a mogwai going, bright light, bright light. Okay, and we're back. That was relatively quick. Oh, what were we doing today? Missed a bunch of chat. Oh, hopefully Letty's doing laser discs in the shop. So we're talking about film formats. 65mm film used from 1960 to the early 90s. There you go. Todd A.O.'s mentioned. Heine says 65mm film recording medium, 70mm for projection. Extra 5mm was for the magnetic strips. Well, as I have recommended before, and I shared on the Discord, Ryan Coogler, director of Sinners, is a massive film technology nerd. And there's a video, it's on YouTube, of him talking about all the different formats in which the film was released. And some of the formats were so specialized, they were only screened in 3 or 4 cinemas in the world. And it's like, good Lord. So hopefully I've heard of the Todd A.O. film. Okay, so that's Mike Todd, one of Elizabeth Taylor's husbands. Short-lived to tell. Oh, did he die? I didn't know that. I thought they got divorced. They had a daughter, Lisa Todd, known for his contributions to film technology, including development of the Todd A.O. widescreen format. There you go. I did not know that was tied to one of Elizabeth Taylor's husbands. The more you know. I don't quite have the power to make a rainbow appear when I do that. It'd be fun. You could actually program that. I've seen some webcam software that will make stuff happen on screen. Actually, it happened on one of these live streams, didn't it? I'm sure it was on one of these live streams. Someone didn't realize their webcam would do particular things. And it's like, if you did thumbs up, big thumbs up would come up on the screen and you clap stuff. But anyway, it's wild. Oh yeah, film geekery is a wild thing, Humpy Oddly. Definitely a whole thing. God, that's really fruity. That's just really bright and fruity. Fucking yum, actually. We're talking about what was the first wide format film? Cinerama? I don't know. There certainly was a lot of experimentation with film formats over the years, from the almost square one to the ultra widescreen. Nintendo Lunchbox sat through an experimental movie called Wavelength. 45 minutes of a wall. Okay. Cinerama camera, 3 35mm cameras, 15 degrees off from each other. Oh, yeah. Heine's got that from to interwebs. Overlap on a curved screen. Panorama. There you go. God, that's a lot of trouble to go to, isn't it? Besides the great direction and cinematography in Sinners, the great acting, the great music as well, primarily centered on black music, of course. Uh, but it's like the traditional white folk music they have as well. The vampire who's from pre-Christian Ireland, that was good. How have they fucked up the Wizard of Oz for the Sphere? Yeah, honey, I'm not surprised you had to stick to one focal length with those cameras. And it'd have to be a still shot as well, wouldn't it? Like no tracking or panning. And you could see the crease of the overlaps of Cinerama as well. Um, Sorry, I just saw Safa ask if my insurance claim took ages. No, it took the other person 3 months to actually lodge their claim. And I was like, oh, well, I'll do mine. And they just went, yeah, okay, take your car to this place. And I got done. Posting a pics of Cinerama CinemaScope. Okay, Heine's posted a link to a doco. Yahoo Entertainment. The much hyped new Wizard of Oz is an atrocity. Since when does Tonto need to be yassified? Okay, I need to read this article from Slate. Although it is, at least according to the Library of Congress, the most watched movie of all time, Wizard of Oz was a costly failure at the box office, became a perennial favorite only thanks to regular TV airings that began in the 1950s. Decades since, it's become a metronym for the wonder of the big screen movie. Even people who prefer their content streaming make the effort to see in a movie theatre. Beginning on Labor Day weekend, audiences will get to experience the movie on perhaps the largest screen ever created, but it won't be The Wizard of Oz as we've come to know it for the better part of a century. The version of the movie that filled the Vegas sphere has been retooled to fit the curl shelf, which makes sense, image enhanced, expanded to fill 4 football fields. Foundation of immersive presentation also includes flames, gust of winds, inflatable flying monkeys piloted by drone. Sphere version hasn't been shown to the public. Even journalists who got an early look have only seen parts. Responses have been uniformly glowing. Shown near final pieces, called it exhaustive, finely tuned endeavor. Toto getting a glow up. Said watching Oz at the Sphere. Okay, yeah. It was, oh God, generative AI used to extend not just the movie setting, but actors' performances seems like magic. Okay, warning bells. Woot, woot, woot. Among those who've experienced the Sphere Oz, gross and disrespectful, affront to art and nature. Mankiewicz defended his initial impressions, arguing new version techniques were merely completing. Fleming and Foy would have been, oh, get fucked. Get absolutely fucked. To my eyes, it's an atrocity. Unsightly mangling of a movie needs no improvement, abetted by technology. I think watching it on a home screen is almost pointless because the changes they've made seem to be to accommodate the venue of the Sphere. Uh, Film historian Mankiewicz must be aware his arguments for New Oz pitch made for colorizing movies in the 80s. Oh, yes, colorizing black and white movies. Ted Turner did. Turner said he'd colorize Casablanca just to piss everyone off, and he actually did it. An act Roger Ebert proclaimed to be artistic desecration. So, yeah. Yeah, I look, honestly, I don't get looking at something in the wrong format and saying it's terrible. Hello, Hannah. Matrix in the Sphere looked amazing. Madam Butterfly. My favorite. Okay, my favorite in camera. You call it a special effects special shot. The one that got made famous in Jaws, where okay, little bit of explanation. How zoom lenses work when the lens is seeing things in a particular way, and you do the zoom thing so it goes in close. The proportions of where everything is tend to stay the same when you zoom in. Like the perspective of where something in the foreground and the background is tends to stay the same when you zoom in. Now, if you physically move the camera in, what's called dollying, move it in, the relationship of the foreground and the background changes just because of the way the lens works. There's a famous shot in Jaws that has been replicated heaps of times to lesser and greater effect, but it's Roy Scheider on the beach when he sees the shark and the camera dollies in. Yeah. Uh, did Hitchcock do it first, the push pull? The famous one I grew up with was Jaws. The camera dollies in and zooms out. So Roy Scheider's face stays the same size as you're looking. Now, if you dollied in by itself, the size of his face in proportion to screen real estate would change. If you zoomed in, the size of his face in proportion to screen real estate would stay the same. If you zoomed out, same deal. But when they dolly in and zoom out, or I suppose you could dolly away and zoom in as well, uh, Roy Scheider's head stays the same proportionally to the screen, but everything around him seems to change and move. I mean, I could probably show it without getting content matched. I won't do it full screen. Jaws, push, pull. The dolly zoom. Okay, I'm going to find it. I won't do sound. It's when the shark attacks on the beach. There's blood everywhere. Someone's getting eaten by a shark. I'm just going to, this is it. Okay. This is just a few seconds. I'm going to bring it, now I've got it lined up. I'm going to put it on screen. And I won't full screen it. Look, I'm just being super cautious. I'll even make it a bit smaller. See if you can see the effect on this. See how he basically stays the same, but everything around him goes weird? It's because of the change in perspective. Thanks, Arthur. You like the happy hour shirt? It's one of the older ones. Oh, just to make you happy, Safa, I had a U-Foods for dinner. I call it. It was supposed to be replicating sort of the flavor of Philly cheesesteak. It was minced beef, cheese sauce, cheese, and pasta. It's pretty good. Yeah, Nintendo Lunchbox, doing a little film 101. Hopefully, your favorite in-camera special effect, Back to the Future 2. They had 3 Michael J. Fox on screen at once. Have a new digitally controlled camera controller. Hey, Greg. Oh my God, I watched one recently, way back 2001. What Kubrick did, like, there's this, what seems like incredibly good special effects for the time when 2001 was made. What he actually did was exposed half of this film. Like there was a moon, a model or a painting or whatever of a moon, and he exposed half of the film with the moon, and then he set up the miniature shot of the spaceship, and that's exposed on the other half of the film. So it's, for the time, what looks like an incredible special effect, this spaceship flying towards the moon. Yes, Hannah, good vibes time. Good juju, or everything good. Super baby is having the surgery pushed forward to tomorrow, so we're sending all the best to Super baby. Hey, Justin. Safa, Darth Vader prop. What prop? You mean the helmet? Home for Italy. That's 2001. I just saw a short bit. It was the Corridor Digital guys. Adam Savage was showing them this bit of footage from 2001. Like, how do you think it did it? And he explained how Kubrick, it was on the same film. It wasn't spliced together. It wasn't layered. He literally was exposing half the film. No. This was no. If it was made in 2001, they'd just do it digitally. But yeah, no, it was the film 2001: A Space Odyssey. Exposed half of it with the moon, and then later exposed the other half with the ship, which made impossibly good special effects for the time. Okay, and hey, Safa, to keep you happy, I'll do my U-Foods order. What is U-Foods doing to me? Okay, no, it does know me. Okay. Now they're going to have put shit in that I don't want, as per usual. Let's have a look. What do we got on the food front? So Nintendo Lunchbox do exposures with live models from the Enterprise ships on the next generation. Oh yeah, no, you're right. Digital was expensive up until about the time George Lucas was doing the prequels. Just for you, Safra, I'm bringing you foods up. Okay. Okay, this is next week. Fuck off with the stupid pop-ups. Creamy chicken. Okay, I like that. I'll keep that. Texas beef. I am going to get rid of that, but I think it's new. What is Texas beef? Tender beef knuckle. Smoky Texas barbecue sauce. Side of creamy mashed potato. With broccoli on the side. Huh. You know what? I am getting rid of it, but... Oh, no, I have to edit. God, I always forget I have to edit the meals. Okay. If I don't see another one I like, I might come back and get Texas beef, but it doesn't really... Don't want roast chicken and gravy. I do like the creamy chicken curry. Yeah, well, don't want the roast beef. Don't want the honey mustard chicken. Get rid of both of those. Don't want satay chicken. Don't want the small bundles, even though they're kind of interesting. Chicken and sweet potato, chicken cacciatore, slow cooked lamb. No. Don't want the extra cream. Oh, American style loaded fries. That sounds super unhealthy. I'm getting that. Roast pork and mushroom, roast lamb gravy, herb chicken pesto. No, I'm not getting any of those. Creamy spinach chicken, no. Chicken and red curry, lemon and garlic, no. Southern smoked chicken with bacon loaded mac and cheese. See, that just sounds so bad for me. I have to get it. Chicken and bacon pasta, Thai line prawns. Don't think I'll get that. I see, that's what I had tonight. Philly beef pasta. I accidentally got that. High protein. It was an extra 49 cents. Look, I might get it again. Pork fettuccine with cheesy tomato. Maybe I should mix up the meats. Get some pork on your fork. Chicken Alfredo, Japanese pork curry, Chicken and chorizo fusilli. American style. Okay, that's the bigger ones. I don't want the bigger ones. Chicken parma bites, maybe. I've got to get two more. I'm just going to see what else there is. Butter chicken, maybe. Chicken penne, maybe. Oh, I haven't had the spaghetti bolognese for a while, I don't think. Okay, I'm down to one more. I'm going to make a final decision. And honestly, I'm going to get lasagna. There you go. That's my meals, not for next week, but for the week after. Okay. So, there you go. That's the excitement of me ordering food. 2009 was when Hollywood started filming 4K. You think District 9 was the first 4K movie. God damn it, it's ridiculous that we don't have a sequel to it. Icefella, did I partake much? No, I don't live in Sydney. I live in Melbourne. And there's no fucking way I would have gone on that whole thing of being stuck in a crowd like that on the Harbour Bridge for hours is a personal fucking nightmare. Call me soft, but that's happened multiple times over the years, and it's always sounded like the worst fucking idea ever to me. When did usual time, a couple minutes into the stream. In fact, when are they telling me it's going to get delivered tomorrow? Last week was quite late. Somewhere between 1:15 and 2:15. So late lunch, but I actually have lots of meals still, so that is not a concern to me. When you process down Swanston Walk, yeah, you could go off the side. Just being stuck on the bridge in tens of thousands of people, fucking terrible. Oh, sorry, I was thinking Nintendo Lunchbox. What are you talking about? Blue Apron? No, it's that type of thing though. It's a order pre-packaged food, and it's just in little plastic things, and you microwave it. It has a couple of benefits. One is it's easy, and I'm lazy. Two is I'm trying to lose weight, and it's controlled meal sizes. It's not exactly diet food, but it's controlled meal sizes. So it's good for me. It's a matter butterfly likes some hard. Well, you know what they say: a hard man is good to find. You think Blue Apron owns Factor? This is an Australian one. It goes by the name of U Foods. Safa, you walked on the Harbour Bridge during Youth Day. See, it just isn't something I would do. Fucking crowds, man. I don't like. Hello, Dr. Abigail. You're awake. Ooh, and Dr. Abigail's file this away. We can communicate through different communication channels. I will not be doing a stream on Saturday nights. Not a day night, but Mrs. Angry is actually out at a graduation thing for a student she was mentoring, and I'm going to meet her after it's all finished. And she's like near the city on Saturday evening, which is my excuse to go into the city and go to cocktail bars. But yes, Dr. Abigail, if you are home on Saturday, I might bring over my laptop in the hope that you can fix it. Nintendo Lunchbox, hope our protests are more effective than US protests. Well, we don't get people saying you should just run over protest. Well, we don't get politicians saying you should just run over protesters here. It was pretty big. Somewhere between 100,000 and 200,000 people is a freakishly large crowd of people. Home for the elderly, it's broadly impossible to know how effective protests are. I think you definitely can't make a blanket statement about they are or are not effective. It's just a question of to what extent can you influence a government? Oh yeah, no. I'm not requiring promises, Doctor Abigail. I just want you to look at it and see if you can work out what the fuck happened with it. If not, it's not. Yes, Nintendo Lunchbox more traction with Epstein files than ICE protests, but quite a lot of people are protesting against the excesses of ICE because those excesses are very excessive. Hanfield, you think got too used to protests can easily be ignored. Opposed to back in the 80s union movement. Like I said, I don't really know. Oh, yeah, the fucking stuff for the New South Wales Premier is a fucking tool bag. His own caucus are like, what's your fucking problem, mate? Get your shit together. Um, it is true, Dr. Abigail. Some people get excessive with their excesses. I, I live my life to excess, but in a responsible, constrained, and limited way. That's just to upset language pedants. Now. What am I going to do? Okay, we are. I'm so keen to try. I've got a little bottle of the Sazerac, chocolate Sazerac I made last Friday night. I want that to be in the barrel for 2 weeks before I taste it. That's going to require some patience. So, not tomorrow, but party night the following week, I'll taste it and see what it is. I feel that none of the mainstream news. No one, people don't watch mainstream news. If you don't know about it, yeah, it's the whole thing. Safa, my GP may be not happy with Friday night drinking because he's a little bitch. Ninja Lunchbox. Sydney Sweeney outrage was so dumb. I don't know that people were hugely outraged, but they were like, hey, you're using Nazi language to sell jeans. Why the fuck would you do white supremacist, racist dog whistles like that? What the fuck is wrong with you? So if I did see that thing about Musk getting, was it $40 billion of Tesla shares? But again, I genuinely believe we are not very far away from Tesla shares being borderline worthless or potentially absolutely completely worthless. Hopefully, maybe it exploded when they found out Sweeney's a Republican. I don't know. I did not pay that much attention to it because I don't find it hugely interesting. But no, Safa Musk is not out of Tesla. Paying him the $40 billion was to keep him in Tesla. Dr. Abigail, scheduling spontaneity is a positive thing. It's like having authority inflicted mandatory fun. It's good. What could possibly go wrong? I'm just thinking of making myself another beverage. Should be doing the same old, making. Wait, I want to look something up. No Nintendo Lunchbox. I don't think it is the same controversy as the Brooke Shields Calvin Klein ads. People thought those were over sexualized. The Sydney Sweeney ones was literally because they were using Nazi white supremacist language. I love that. How the Planet America thinks Trump succeeded in diverting attention from Epstein by trying to arrest Obama. Again, it's just like it's such a ridiculous shit show. American politics under Trump. I mean, it's bad enough at the best of times, but under Trump is not the best of times. So why is Sydney Sweeney popular? She's in movies. And depending on your tastes, she's good looking. Yes, infidelity. Sydney Sweeney would have to take off her jeans to get prepared to Brooke Shields. The boobs? You reckon it's the boobs, Nintendo Lunchbox? Oh, Nintendo Lunchbox. All I was saying is the controversy was completely different and completely unrelated. No one was saying something about the Sydney Sweeney one being overly sexualized. It was the Nazi language. And it's very different people getting upset about the Sydney Sweeney thing than who was getting upset at the Brooke Shields thing. Was the line in the Calvin Klein ad that she says, "Want to know what comes between me and my Calvin Kleins? Nothing." The suggestion being she's not wearing underwear. Dr. Abel, is that okay? You never heard of Sydney Sweeney? There are a million celebrities that I've never heard of. My personal favorite was this comedian, American comedian, can't quite remember his name. Got a mustache. Anyway, but he quote tweeted this tweet from like Entertainment Weekly, and it was like an Instagram looking guy and girl, and then it was something about their relationship or whatever, and they both had really stupid names. And his quote tweet is Paul Tompkins. That's who it was. Paul F. Tompkins. And his quote tweet was along the lines of, "I'm not sure if I'm pleased, but I've never heard of either of these people. And after seeing the picture and reading their names, I still don't know which of them is which." Dr. Bell, has anyone had to do a census test for 5th of August? No? I don't know what that is. I was going to look up a cocktail recipe, though. Kiss. That's the thing I do. Look up what are the components of a last word. Yes, here we go. Last word variations. That's what I want to see. Quiet word. Bird is the word. Scissors last word. Closing argument. Crop top division bell. Double minstrel. First word. Final word. Touch word. Gospel shop. Larkwood. Last flight. Last lap. Last of the Oaxacans. Last laugh. Last palabra. Latest word. The premiere. Loose talk. Monte Cassino. My last word. Naked and famous. That's a famous one. That was not an intentional pun. Paper plane. It's another famous one. Widow's word. Word by word. Yes, dear. Okay, but I'm just going to go with the. Okay, the original last word. Equal parts gin, green chartreuse, maraschino. Okay, so there is a citrus element. Last of the Oaxacans. Mezcal, maraschino, chartreuse, lime juice. See, I can't be asked getting my juice and shaking a cocktail. I think I'm going to make it with limoncello. Might be too sweet. Naked and famous. Mezcal, aperitivo, chartreuse, lime juice. Paper plane, whiskey, amaro, aperitivo. Okay, I'm going to do a bastardized last word. Dr. Your entire building got to the residents from ABS requiring us to do a census test. Weird. Safi saying the next census is 26. Okay. Yes, Last of the O'Harkins was a play on Last of the Mohicans, of course. Okay, I am going to make a cocktail. So, I just have to decide on the components. Passion fruit gin. Oh no, cherry gin. I'm going to do cherry gin. Okay. That is. Now we're going to do 22.5 mils. Put your hands on me. Okay. Now, I'm going to do limoncello instead of lime juice. Just going to make this much sweeter than these cocktails normally are. Limoncello. Where is my aperitivo? We'll do some aperitivo. Only trouble is she wills remember and some green chartreuse. Okay, I just had a silly idea, and I'm probably going to do it because I love silly ideas. Okay. A needlessly complicated cocktail. There we go. You looked up census test is a test of the census systems in prep for the main census. It's Census Light, apparently legit. All right. Okay, so chat, as the cool kids say. Okay, so I'm going to come up with this, a needlessly complicated cocktail. There's a very popular template, the first version of which I think was called The Last Word. And that's equal parts. You have a spirit, a bittersweet element, a liqueur, or maybe a herbal liqueur, and a fruit juice, equal parts. 22.5 mils, 3/4 of an ounce. So I'm thinking of doing a version of that where each of those is split into 3 parts, 1/4 of an ounce. So 3 different spirits, 3 different bittersweet elements, 3 different liqueur elements, and 3 different juices. So because the first of these cocktails was called The Last Word, the majority of riffs on it are some sort of play on that, something to do with words, talking, final, all that. So I need you all to come up with a pun, a play on words, a fun cocktail name that communicates a needlessly complicated last word. So I'm putting that out to the Brains Trust. I want a fun cocktail name for a needlessly complicated last word. That's actually quite good. Ooh, the green chartreuse, man. Oof. Ooh, that's got quite a bit going on. I like that. But yeah, that's the challenge. Thinking something about being verbose, too many last words. What do you call it when someone needlessly uses too many words rather than explaining something simply? Like, what do we call it when Jordan Peterson speaks, basically? God, maybe call it a Jordan Peterson. Needlessly complicated. Okay, you got it. Okay, there you go. I'm right out there. Home fidelity, that's a good one. Summative elocution. I like that. You're going to have to talk me out of calling it a Jordan Peterson. Using a needless amount of words. The grandiloquent. That is a lovely word, Dr. Abigail. That is an excellent word. And probably get me in less trouble than calling a cocktail the Jordan Peterson. Could really play up the bitter elements in a Jordan Peterson cocktail. Mhm. The convoluted grandiloquent. Pompous or extravagant in language or manner, especially in a way that's intended. Yes, grandiloquent. Ooh, that's going to be hard to beat. I'm not sure the two-part name just appeals to me as a two-part name, convoluted grandiloquent. But grandiloquent is such a good word on its own. There was an old librarian joke talking about how to communicate clearly. You should eschew obfuscation, which is a needlessly abstract way of saying speak clearly. Greg, I like them too. Dr. Abigail knocks it out of the park again. Yeah, I am going to have to. I think just the simple elegance of the grandiloquent. That's going to be hard to beat. I won't rush into a decision, but that genuinely difficult to beat. Mm. I'm kind of glad I mixed up the drink I was having tonight, not just having an old fashioned, much as I love an old fashioned. Do, 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 do. So you're going to stay tuned for tomorrow night where I do my dangerous, possibly illegal experiment where I've been freezing apple cider to see if the bit that doesn't freeze tastes like strong alcohol. And it's in the lunchbox. So if I made drinks that have gotten traction, well, when I was recent weeks, months, spend a lot of time talking on the stream about refocusing, maybe soft relaunching my cocktail channel And one of the things I did was look up what have been my most viewed. 5 of my 10 most viewed videos are clarified cocktails. So I've decided the revamp is going to will probably be called Cocktail Hacks and Tips, or short, just Cocktail Hacks. I'll probably call the channel Cocktail Hacks. And it's just, instead of just making cocktails, do weird stuff like do milk clarification, do batch cocktails, do barrel aging, do clear ice things. Yeah, the freezing distilling thing, again, it's not literally distilling, it's just concentrating brewed alcohol. The old version is called was done with apple cider. It was called apple jacking. So you do get modern American apple brandy being called Applejack, but the original version was like leaving the barrel of apple cider out in winter in the places where it got really cold, and it would freeze. But the water element freezes first because the alcohol can't freeze. Then you take the ice out, and you've got stronger alcohol. That was made illegal, and I think it's because the process of brewing apple cider may have had too much methanol in the product, which is like not usually a problem when it's in the apple cider stage, which is relatively weak. But when you concentrate it, there was an argument there's too much methanol, which can make you sick, go blind, kill you. But I'm using modern commercial cider, which is not going to have methanol in it. So that doesn't hold. But yeah, I was using, it just occurred to me, I don't know, only about a week or two ago, I should be able to do that with my directional freezing thing where I make clear ice. So there's a whole bunch of fun elements to the experiment. Like, first, does it even work? Concentrating the apple cider. I mean, I don't have what do they call the thing that measures alcohol content? Spectrometer? Refractometer? So I won't know how strong the alcohol is. I'll just be going on, does it taste strong? Second bit, well, does it taste nice? The third bit will the ice bit be clear? Because I did directional freezing. And the fourth bit is, will the ice have a flavor? Like, can I put something in it and does it release flavor into a drink? I will be getting the ice out of the molds tomorrow, and I'll be doing the exploration on the stream tomorrow night. Dinner lunch, but Robin Williams had a fun story about stealing booze out of his freezer. Got caught because the water he replaced it with all froze. Yeah. Yes. I have a bottled martini in the freezer. From the Archie Rose Distillery. No, it's from Four Pillars. I got in person. We're getting a discount on things because we went to this masterclass thing they do, and with the discount from that, the bottle was quite cheap. It's rather a sweet martini, actually. It's not bad. I mean, geez, the Four Pillars people know how to make a good drink. I think Mrs. Angry and I are going to go there again. Melbourne Cup weekend, maybe. Who knows? On Monday, it's going to be 19. It was like 19 last weekend in Melbourne. It's just teasing us. The first 20 Celsius day must be just around the corner. And then we'll get to the phase where, more often than not, the day reaches 20 Celsius. By the end of August, I think, we'll be getting 20 Celsius, 20 plus, often as not. And then September, just about my favorite month for weather usually. And by November, December, it's starting to get too hot. So if you have spring thunderstorms, not a huge fan. Some of the longer range forecasts are a wetter spring than average because the Indian Ocean dipole is behaving in such a way that usually creates more rain than average. We have all these weather patterns that do different things. So yeah, I don't know that we'll get thunderstorms, but early predictions are more rain than average, which, we've been pretty much drought conditions for a few years, so more rain than average would be good. Dr. Abbey, I love thunderstorms, but they can trigger migraines. Ooh, that's a real love-hate relationship there. Damn. Ugh, migraines are terrible. Yet again, conclusive evidence there is no intelligent creator. There's no omnipotent being. There's no benevolent being creating us. There's possibly an evil, fucked up, callous being creating us, but I mean, more in line with various pantheons over human history where there was a trickster god or a malevolent god, one that delighted in fucking over humans. A lot of indigenous religions have deities like that. Greeks, Romans, Egyptians had deities like that. Into lunchbox thunderstorms, great for sleeping, going back to cavemen. Most predators don't hunt in storms. That's a fun fact. So if you get migraines when it's super windy, well, I'd be fascinated to hear a migraine and weather expert explain the influence different weather can have on different types of migraines. Seems like an interesting and varied field to study. I'm going to have mineral water because I'm trying to be a good boy. Probably already failing from a medical professional's point of view. Drinking the alcohol. And into the lunchbox, you get headaches in the wind as well. Yes, yeah, the pressure, I guess. I mean, I am nowhere near an expert on either weather or migraines, so would be blind guesses from me. Okay, I feel like that ice tastes funny. I don't know if it's my imagination. Almost popcorny, if that makes sense. And I acknowledge that it may not make sense. I'm gonna. All right, where's my mineral water? Ooh, okay, working my way through this book. I might get something different for non-alcoholic beverages for party night because I actually have a fairly significant variety, not just the half dozen different mineral waters I have. I've got another half dozen non-alcoholic alternatives that aren't these flavored mineral waters. So might give myself a bit of variety tomorrow night. I have a bottled lemon lime and bitters, which is pretty good. Maybe I could actually just make lemon lime and bitters. still remember years ago when I wasn't drinking alcohol, when I was out with people, I'd often get lemon, lime, and bitters because it just feels like I'm getting a special drink in a pub they have to mix up. And holy shit, you'd get some significant variation in what someone did when they made you a lemon, lime, and bitters. And usually the thing was, are people putting too much bitters in? I remember one pub I was in, and I'm at the bar, and lemon lime bitters, and he goes, okay, and he's got like a schooner glass, and he's just going with the bitters. He's just going chunka, 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 like it's cordial, like it's filling up, like you should only be a dash, and he's like cordial, and I was like, oh my god, what are you doing? Like that is way too much bitters, and he's going like, oh well, how much should I put in? And I said, like, tip it upside down, and he tips it like up. And I said, now you see how much bitters is sticking to the glass? That much bitters. That's, a couple of dashes. It's not fucking cordial. Like literally, if he had kept going and everything, it would have been as strong as like a rum and coke because bitters is as strong, generally speaking, it's as strong as spirits, but you can count it as a non-alcoholic drink because you only get a dash or two in there. In fact, let me quickly look. These ones have an alcohol content on them. Ingredients: water, alcohol. Okay, see, this is 45% ABV. 40%. 40% is really common, like same as your standard spirits. Where's the ABV on this one? 45%. So yeah, like this guy was putting a full shot or more of the bitters in the glass, and I was like, no, not that much. Uh, so I'm just checking something here on StreamYard. All right. It's really obstructive. But anyway, hey, I don't know if the chat has fucked up again because I did that the other night. I haven't seen anyone put anything in chat for 5 minutes. And the other night when that happened and it eventually fixed itself, everyone said, yeah. The chat wasn't working. Where's my channel? Okay. Don't know if this... Okay, chat is here. I did see that. I see the chat now. So I don't actually know if it was a chat glitch or everyone wants to share. And if everyone's chilling, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, but I mean, my one point was there was a 6-minute gap between two bits of chat. That's all. Not that I'm dictating. Everyone has to have a certain amount of chat. It's fine. You all know I can monologue. Ooh, laser discs. Giving up on sight. All good in the hood. Six minutes is my brain lag time. I mean, fair, honestly. It really is. Oh, Nintendo Lunchbox. I have a lot of interest in the new King of the Hill. Has it started screening anywhere yet? I've just been hearing about it for the longest time. I friggin' love King of the Hill. Hopefully, you got some of the lemon lime cans and you see why I like them. Yeah, I'm genuinely surprised how much I like them. The other flavors are fine, but lemon lime is my clear favorite. So Nintendo Lunchbox is out on Paramount. Okay, I get that. No, I should check. I should check. Don't think Mrs. Angry has any interest in it. Sort of thing I could watch in my lunch hour when I'm working from home. Yeah, I mean that is why I get them home for the elderly, the zero sugar. Like I got them on spec because it's like, oh, zero sugar on special. What are these like? And because I don't want to drink like during the day, I drink Pepsi Max caffeine. Um, I do not want to drink caffeinated beverages late at night on stream because, duh, I won't be able to sleep. But I'd like to have liquid while talking because otherwise my throat does get dry. Ah, Nintendo Lunchbox. Okay, so Hulu's not actually a thing in Australia, so I'll have to look into who, if anyone, is carrying it in Australia. Yeah, so many. I agree, home theater. So many zero sugar things taste like rat shit. You got to find one you like, and I friggin' like these. And they are so regularly on half price special at the supermarkets. So I just keep stocked up. And feel that you could put King of the Hill on Plex. I mean, yeah, for sure. Oh god, Nintendo Lunchbox was the Australian version of The Office any good? I think the overwhelming answer across a spectrum of people was no. If we're going to give them some defense, I think they made some interesting choices. Uh, it didn't appeal to me. Mind you, The Office generally didn't appeal to me. I didn't really watch the UK or the US version. But I think a whole spectrum of people who like different types of shows all agreed the Australian version of The Office was not good. I like to give him, like I said, I like to give him a bit of slack and say, well, they made some interesting choices. They did challenge themselves on a few things, but it was just, I'm kind of over cringe comedy. Safa, did you not know there was an Australian version of The Office? It's on Prime Video. It's one of the Australian things they commissioned. And it was not good. I mean, an attempt was made. In fact, that was one of the ones I got because I'm on Prime. I often get previews like months before the thing comes out. They send me a low res version of it and say, "Watch the first episode and tell us what you think." And I did get the first episode of The Office that way, and I wasn't allowed to talk about it. Suffers Utopia better than The Office? Oh, about a million times better. And I think Utopia is extremely flawed, actually. Yeah, I got a preview of Roadhouse, which I quite enjoyed. I got a preview of Alex Cross. Weirdly, the first episode I really liked. It started to annoy me by the end of the season because I thought it was going into some really hacky tropes for, serial killer and brilliant detective stuff. There was some very good stuff. And the guy who plays Alex Cross, very charismatic, very good. And they tried to, do the whole Black Lives Matter thing. What's the role of a black cop in a world where cops are racist and target black people? Um, I had Generation V, which is like the teenage spin-off of The Boys. I still have to watch. There's 2 seasons of that now. I still have to watch that because I didn't. What's really funny is the version I get in the previews is often not finished. Maybe the audio is not finished. If it's something with special effects, the special effects aren't done. So watching a heavy special effect one like Generation V um, was hilarious because the special effects weren't done. It was really funny when either a really low res version of the special effects is in it or no special effects. It's very funny. What's the other one? The Power. That was a pretty good show, actually. I think it's based on a book or a series of books. Um, that was pretty good. Tony Collette's in it. But again, that had special effects that weren't in the preview. I watched the whole thing. There was a movie about a one-legged wrestler. Safa, I cannot talk about the previews until after the actual show goes to air, so I never do. But these are ones that I had previews of in the past. Yeah, there's this one with a one-legged wrestler, and I spent a bit of time watching it, going like, I wonder if they got a one-legged actor or if they're using special effects. And as I watched it, there would be shots where the special effects weren't in place and the guy's wearing a green stocking so it's easier to remove his leg that's not there. It was very funny because you go from one scene where the special effects have been fully completed and it's very convincing, and then the next one they haven't done the special effects, so the guy's got the second leg in a green stocking. Um, I agree, Dr. Abigail. The Power was really good. Nintendo Lunchbox, you've seen some early unreleased movies. Takes you out of it. Oh, yeah, because you'll get a note about missing music, so it's not the real experience. You have a friend with a sad car. Oh, the one time I was in Hollywood, like my first time in Hollywood, God, in the 90s. I was hoping someone would invite us to a preview, and they did. And it was a preview to the Demi Moore movie G.I. Jane. And it was completely finished, right? There was no undone special effects or music or anything. But it was a different ending. Like the version that ended up getting released commercially had a different ending because the version I saw, Demi Moore's character dies. And apparently, enough of the preview audience said it sucks that she dies. So the commercially released version, she doesn't die. It does my head in how they shoot so many versions of movies. Like apparently Rogue One, the best Star Wars movie, was in lots of trouble and it wasn't coming together as a film, and they fired one director and got in another one and they re-edited it and reshot and whatnot, and it ends up being a super good movie, even though, it was in production hell for a year. But it just ended up being a good movie. So for Rogue One didn't just have a different ending, it had a different middle and a different started. Which Viggo Mortensen movies? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, I just had trouble saying Viggo Mortensen. What are you talking about, Viggo Mortensen movies now? He made Lord of the Rings and some other movies. None of them are as important to me as Lord of the Rings. Yes, now I get what you're talking about. Yes, he is like the drill sergeant or what the fuck ever he is in G.I. Jane. That's a young Viggo Mortensen, yes. Nintendo Lunchbox. Kevin Smith Clerks. Lee gets murdered. He changed it. Wouldn't have been able to make any other movie. Okay. Really? Okay, I've never heard that. There was a version of Clerks where they kill off a character. Yes, Home for the Elderly. Viggo Mortensen is in Green Book. Another wonderful movie where white people solve racism because black people are incapable. Ah. But Vigo's good. If you're, he's done so many good movies. Um, A History of Violence, Eastern Promises is a hell of a movie. Um, I haven't seen every Viggo Mortensen movie, but he does a lot. Dr. Abigail, are you going to go Viggo deep dive? Oh, he is a great actor. He's done some great movies. So Nintendo Lunchbox, in the last scene, Dante gets robbed and killed. Wasn't even supposed to be at work that day. Oh my god, The Road is such a fucking bleak movie. I love it. It's really good. I've read the book, and the film adaptation is as good as you could hope for. Yeah, I haven't seen the one where he raises the kids in the wilderness. It's Mr. Sunshine or something. Safa, I don't religiously watch Hard Quiz, but I do like it. Oh my god, The Road, feel good hit of the summer. I sometimes feel weird saying, my second date with Mrs. Angry, I took her to see um, Hotel Rwanda. Well, at least I didn't take you to see The Road. Yeah, Mr. Fantastic. I think you're right. That's the name of the movie, Dr. Abigail. Oh, Nintendo Lunchbox. I have to watch The Lighthouse. I still haven't watched it. And I've always kind of been going in my head, I need to watch The Lighthouse. Robert Pattinson and what's his name? Oh, Jesus. I shouldn't have said Robert Pattinson first. He drove the epic guy's name out of my head. So if you're saying the Victorian improvement was to build a suburb past the Kako pub, bad roads. All the outer suburbs are fucked. Yeah, Willem Dafoe. Thank you. Home for the I just absolutely blanked on his name. Willem Dafoe. Safa, Healesville's not on the Hume Highway. It's in a different direction. Sorry, Madam Butterfly, I'm glad we provided you some distraction. I hope you have a good day at work. I spent hours fixing a document written by someone who doesn't have English as a first language. So the grammar and sentence structure was fucked up. The content was good, but the grammar and sentence structure was fucked up. And I got to do more of it tomorrow. When you forget Willem Dafoe's name, you think too. God, speaking of someone who has done so much. Oh God, I was watching like shorts on YouTube. Like I don't watch TikTok. TikTok hasn't got me. I don't watch stuff on Instagram or Facebook, but I watch YouTube shorts. There's a lot of stuff I watch, and get some movie stuff like little snippets of interviews. And there was one with Matt Damon. It was about Rounders, the card playing movie, and it's not Willem Dafoe, but it's someone of his vintage. Fucking, and again, I should remember his name, and I don't. Okay, where is he? I'm looking at movie posters like he's in Con Air. He's in a million things. John Malkovich. Fucking John Malkovich. And John Malkovich is playing this character called Teddy KGB, and his Russian accent is roundly mocked. And um, uh, Matt Damon's telling this story. He's like, yeah, first day of shooting on Rounders, and it's a scene with Willem Dafoe, and I am very excited to be there with him. And I do my line, and then he does this line, and he's doing this, you can't make me do the thing you want me to. And he's just in this very fucking weird attempt at a Russian accent. And Matt Damon's going like, everyone on the crew is just like, oh, he's a genius. He's so good. We're so like him. He's awesome. And Matt Damon's going, so I'm looking at him like, and I'm trying not to show anything, but in my head, I'm kind of like, what the fuck was that? And he said, and John Malkovich leaned across the table and said to him quietly, I'm a terrible actor. Safi, you're talking about Cole Joy. Died age 89. He was one of Australia's first pop stars. Cole Joy and the Joy Boys. I have no idea what you're talking about, Safa. Who's the guy of the intro comment? What are you talking about? Okay, so hopefully early. Fave and least fave Willem Dafoe movie. Okay, I probably need to rewatch this movie because it's also my least favorite David Lynch film, Wild at Heart, because it just seemed like awful misogynistic bullshit, as in women want to be abused by men. It's not a comment, it's the friggin' name of the stream, Safa. That's why I didn't know what you were talking about. But favorite Willem Dafoe. Oof, try not to get influenced by memes. Sound like weird, like I don't really. Now I need to look up Willem Dafoe's oeuvre to see it. Although John got new motor, Alexei Sayle, British comedian, was very big in the 80s, but he's still doing stuff. And he's a solid communist. Boondock Saints. Yeah, there's some Boondock Saints memes. Okay, but I just need to look up his oeuvre and I'll say what my favorite and least favorite is, because I'm just blanking. His movies. Nosferatu. Oh god, yeah, he's doing Anthony Hopkins Light. See, if I watched Lighthouse, I might watch Lighthouse, and I haven't really watched Last Temptation of Christ either. Mississippi Burning. Christ, what was he in Finding Nemo? Oh, that's right. He was a hitman in John Wick. Oh, he does all the Wes Craven. Sorry, I was going to say Wes Craven. Wes Anderson movies. Grand Budapest Hotel. Speed 2, Cruise Control. Jesus. God, he was in the Death Note movie. Okay. Yeah, Wild at Heart. That was the one I said. Good Great Wall. What a shitty movie that was. He was in Mr. Bean's Holiday. Jesus. God, he was in The Fault in Our Stars, which I've never seen. Oh, that's right. He was a special effect in John Carter. Warlord of Mars. Life Aquatic. Okay, this is like I'm not a huge Willem. I think he's a fine actor, but there's nothing where I go, oh yeah, Willem Dafoe, woo. Looking through the list of his films, I mean, honestly, it's probably going to be one of the Wes Anderson ones is my favorite, like Grand Budapest Hotel. Yeah, I think I need to. I just have this vibe that if I watch The Lighthouse would be my favorite Willem Dafoe. It's a coin toss between Platoon and Grand Budapest Hotel. It is definitely interesting. Because in Speed 2, um, wasn't he angry because he was a computer programmer and he got cancer from the radiation from his CRT monitor? Dr. Obi, I still haven't seen a Wes Anderson movie that you're aware of. Um, yeah, there's a spectrum. I like most of them. The one that was about a newspaper in France shit me up the wall. I just did not like it. But then I watched the most recent one, The Phoenician. And I said, like, okay, that's a really fucking weird Wes Anderson, but I liked it. But I probably like Grand Budapest Hotel more. Maybe I could rewatch that. But he also made the kids stop motion animated film, The Fantastic Mr. Fox, which is very nice. Did he make Isle of Dogs as well? I don't know if that was just a similar animation style or if he was actually involved in it, but I liked Isle of Dogs. It was Wes Anderson made Isle of Dogs. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Extremely similar visual style to Fantastic Mr. Fox. I probably liked Isle of Dogs more than I did Fantastic Mr. Fox, and I like Fantastic Mr. Fox. What was the one, Humphrey? What was the one with the newspaper? I can't even remember, but Jesus Christ, it shit me up the wall. I don't know why, because it was typical Wes Anderson stuff. Like I like the one about the UFOs from a couple years ago, and I like the Phoenician whatever. But that one about the newspaper, it just fucking shit me up the wall. Don't know why it did more than the other Wes Anderson films. Dr. Who cat talks in his sleep. They do it. Oh no! Nintendo Lunchbox Spotlight's just a movie. Wes Anderson does weird shit. There's a fictional thing about a friggin' newspaper in France, and it's like a lot of good people in it who do good performances. But as a movie, I don't know, it just fucking pissed me off. The French Dispatch. Thank you, Home for the Elderly. No, you got it. I don't know why. I don't know why the French Dispatch pissed me off so much. But I just remember watching it and going, oh, fuck this. You're not even making an effort to make this cohesive. And it's like, as weird as the Phoenician plan or whatever the fuck it's called is, it's cohesive to me. It's very weird and it's very non-naturalistic, very Wes Anderson stylized. But I liked it because I felt like it was cohesive. But French Dispatch just fucking pissed me off. I'm sure Wes Anderson is taking that on board and caring a lot about my opinion. Oh, okay. You agree, Theodore. French Dispatch put you off as well. Okay. Nintendo Lunchbox, only French movie you've seen is Amelie. Amelie is such a sweet movie. Some people get upset that it's overly cutesy and whatnot, but it's a lovely movie. Oh, yeah. It's also worth pointing out, Nintendo Lunchbox, French Dispatch, not actually a French film. Oh, you know what I loved back in the 80s or early 90s? The French action film La Femme Nikita, which got remade in Hollywood once as a movie called The Assassin with Bridget Fonda, which was not bad, not as good as La Femme Nikita. And then there was an actual TV series adaptation, La Femme Nikita. Oh, God. Ray's waking up fucking horror. Dude, your post today about just sneezing and spraying out a blood clot. Dude, I feel for you, honestly. Oh, yes, you know what I'm talking about. Definitely. La Femme Nikita, fucking great movie. Nintendo Lunchbox, you dig camera looking outside, broadcast time on the clocks outside. Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah, Humphrey the Elderly. I do have a bit of a weakness for Luc Besson films. Apparently, he's terrible as a person, like a lot of his films. Dr. Need to Fuden, I completely understand. Um, yeah, I'm a bit of a fan of Luc Besson movies, whether it be French or Hollywood ones like The Fifth Element. Wow, Dr. your cube average down to 2 minutes. I am impressed. Yes, okay, yeah, you saw the French version of Nikita as well, Nintendo Lunchbox. Very good. I mean, because I don't know, I was a film wanker in the 80s and 90s. Used to see a few French films. Betty Blue was another big one with the film hipster people in the 80s and 90s. So if I know there is not a French version of The Fifth Element, so far as I know. It's just Luc Besson has made a couple of Hollywood movies. I feel you had a heated discussion with a dude on Civic the other day, watching a movie that no one in it. Oh God, you want to watch a movie where no one's problematic? God, that's a challenge. Yeah, seriously, but because people are people, so there's people do shit things. Honestly, trying to think what. Oh, one of my all-time favorites is a French Canadian film called. I should have accented that as French Canadian as opposed to French. Jesus of Montreal, one of my all-time favorite movies. Um, very Catholic. You get much more out of Jesus of Montreal if you had a Catholic education, because there are just all these references to biblical stories. As and it's just a nice story. It's a good movie for people who like acting because it's about actors, and it's good if you were Catholic. Nintendo Lunchbox. Recent comic got ruined for you. Jim Brewer trying to be funny as Uber Mega. Not completely familiar with him. The name seems slightly familiar. Oh, so you got Jesus of Montreal, but you still haven't watched it. Oh, you don't have to rush. I'm trying to think. No, I haven't seen anything since Fury Road that's leaping into my best films thing. But at least I got one film from the 21st century in my best or favorite films. Okay, so that goes on Saturday Night Live and in the pop comedy Half Baked. Yeah, the name sounds vaguely familiar, but I can't really place them. I have to admit, I'm genuinely interested in seeing both the new Superman and the new Fantastic Four. They're not going to drag me out to the cinemas to watch it, but I am interested in seeing them. Okay, so Home Fidelity. You've sat on a film thinking, I don't know if I like this, watched it, been absolutely blown away. Oh, with Nolan and I. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm glad you like that because I think that movie's fucking fantastic. My favorite comedy, definitely. Dr. Abigail, there's a restaurant in you called Universal Restaurant. I have to tell you, disappointed. Only serves pizza and pastas, not as implied everything. Rays, you want a new Dick Tracy? I kind of thought Warren Beatty's Dick Tracy was quite interesting. Nintendo Lunchbox, not a musical fan, but really surprised how much you like Wicked. Cool. Oh, yes. I saw you were going to put the Jurassic Park Rebirth. I mean, I'll probably watch that this weekend. I don't have iHerbs, though. But I just kind of got this thing. Maybe I'll watch it. It's like they keep trying to milk Jurassic Park, and I guess they're not having colossal failures, but they're not having colossal successes either. Ugh. You like utopian movies as opposed to dystopian movies? What's a good utopian movie? I have to admit, I watch some movies where everything fucks up for people, and I think there is and this is also, the classic thing with drama and whatnot. The lead has to fail heroically. Gray's best utopian movie's Downfall. I just friggin' love how it became a meme to put subtitles on that pivotal thing where Hitler's trying to say how they're going to win, and everyone's going like, "No, dude, we're fucked. The Russians are coming this way, and the Americans are coming this way, and we're fucked." And people just put subtitles saying something totally different. Very funny. Hopefully, good call. Star Trek movies are broadly utopian, definitely. Speaking of Star Trek, um, Strange New Worlds. Because okay, so what have they recast? They've characters that have existed in previous versions of Star Trek. They've recast Captain Pike. They've recasted Kirk. They've recast Spock. Uh, they've recast Scotty. They haven't recast everyone yet. So there's like 3 versions of all those characters across the movies and TV series. But in a recent episode, the new Kirk does a Shatner impression that's fucking hilarious. It is so good. It's just fantastic. Because I'm sure he'd had a bunch of people going, "Oh, you're not Shatner enough." And then the new Kirk is actually quite good. But yeah, they gave him an excuse to do a Shatner impersonation, and it's fucking hilarious. It's so good. Um, and I mean, the real utopia in Star Trek is when the Beastie Boys save the universe. So, but okay, what's another good utopian movie? Because I have to admit, I have a bit of a weakness for dystopian movies, or books or TV shows. I got a oh my god. Okay, so I was because I listen to audiobooks a lot, and I recently got one just because it was free on uh, Audible, and I think because it's the first book in like a 10-book series, like it's a huge series, I think. And I got it, and I was initially listening to it, and I was like, and I got so into it. It's called Columbus Day. The author's name's Craig Allenson. It's a sci-fi space war epic. Uh, and damn, it's good. So I am probably like 10 books. It'll probably take me a couple of years to get through them all. but I think I'm definitely going to work my way through them. Currently listening to Naomi Wolf's Doppelganger non-fiction book. Oh yeah, Black Panther broadly is utopian, yes. Oh, you like Tomorrowland? I never saw that. So you reckon Tomorrowland is worth watching? Home for the Elderly hasn't seen it either. I guess Home for the you heard it was shit. I didn't hear it was shit, but I didn't hear enough to really motivate me to watch it. Nintendo Lunchbox. If it likes sci-fi, Audible has what's it called? Seven Eves. Humanity has 3 years to get people into space station, live for 5,000 years after the moon explodes. Okay. Yes, Tomorrowland is a kids' movie. Yeah, you like the message. Okay. Oh, good. One of the sequences I read or listened to the audiobooks on Audible. John Scalzi, an American sci-fi writer who I find quite entertaining. There was a 3-book series narrated by Will Wheaton. Will Wheaton does a lot of John Scalzi's books, and the first one was called "The Collapsing Empire," and it took to the 3rd book because there's this whole thing about this intergalactic civilization, and as a whole, they can go intergalactic because of these wormholes, and the wormholes are collapsing, and it's what are they going to do to keep this civilization alive with the collapsing wormholes and these unsustainable empires. And I'm like, it took till the 3rd book, and I'm listening to it, and halfway through the 3rd book, and I went, this is actually about climate change. I did not feel smart for working it out. I felt kind of thick for not working it out till the 3rd book. And you're right, Nintendo Lunchbox. Will Wheaton does a lot of audiobooks. And honestly, a year or so ago, Project Hail Mary was free on Audible, and I listened to it. It's fucking great. Project Hail Mary is really, and the movie's coming out. And it was only a trailer, but the trailer did fill me with hope that the movie's going to be good. Fucking great. So, which I think is probably ultimately a utopian movie, book, and whatnot. Written by the same guy who wrote The Martian. So, yeah, Project Hail Mary was very good. Have I seen the Will Wheaton movie called Mr. Patch? I have not. I am not even vaguely familiar with that. Not only have I not seen it, I've not heard of it. Don't know what it is. Oh my god, I can fucking hear angry pigeon noises from here. Wait, is she in the hallway? Might be able to get her to come in here. Angry pigeon, where are you? She actually is pretty close. Let's see if we can find an angry pigeon. She's just there. Wait, where is she? Fucking, where's the fucking cable here? Can you see her? I can't both. Oh yeah, there she is. It's an angry pigeon. What are you so angry about, pigeon? Because your husband's not here? She is. She's out here making angry noises. All right. Just a little guest star on the stream, Angry Pigeon. Yeah. Nintendo Lunchbox. Mrs. Angry's son rescues pigeons. Oh, Dr. Abigail, Guy Pearce's Time Machine movie. Um, Look up interviews with Guy Pearce talking about that movie because it was hilarious. He did not really enjoy it, and he just spent a lot of the time on set taking the piss. Suffer, that was not the front door, that was the hallway. You're probably seeing linen cupboard doors or something. But yeah, I thought it sounded like she was just outside, and she was. She was just outside. So there you go. Special guest star this evening, Kipsy the Pigeon. Raising the bird lady from Home Alone 2. Well, it's not me who looks after the pigeon. Like I said, it's Mrs. Angry's lad. Although, hilariously, my boss is obsessed with pigeons. She loves them. And so sometimes we'll be in a meeting, and if the pigeons are active and near me, I'll I'll do what I just did then. I'll take my webcam off my laptop and go, look, pigeons are joining us. And she'll just get so excited. And she's so jealous that we have pigeons and she doesn't have pigeons. Dr. Abbott, chances of you actually meeting Guy Pearce are quite high. Talk to me about that movie. You really loved it. He seems like a really nice person, and the stories he tells about that are just hilarious. Oh, okay. So that pigeon has like bonded with uh Mrs. Angry's son. They're like married now. Oh yeah, that pigeon loft thing such seems to be such a big thing in America. So if you have pigeons outside. Oh yeah, I think Dr. Abigail was right. The Guy Pearce Time Machine movie, very different to the Malcolm McDowell. Has some very good stuff in it. But yeah. Guy Pearce had opinions about what was happening with the artistic direction of the movie. And like I said, I read some very funny interviews with him taking the piss out of stuff that was happening. But that's all good. So, okay, it's about bedtime for me. Very soon, I'm going to bed. But I hope you're going to be here because it's Grand Experiment night tomorrow night, where we unveil the ice. And have I made concentrated high alcohol apple cider, aka old school applejack? Who knows? Yeah, pigeons are feral rather than wild. Like until relatively recently, we kept and looked after pigeons, and they were very important. Oh, Ray's coming in with the science facts. Eat 2 boxes of cheesels. You shit bright yellow. Well, that's good to know. Now, Mrs. Angry makes this beetroot soup. You eat that, you shit red, which is extremely disconcerting. Oh my god, am I bleeding from the ass? Oh no, wait, it's just the beetroot soup I had. Uh, man, that liqueur is so fucking yum. All right, I am going to sign off and thank all you fine and funky folk for doing it and hanging out. We're talking about colouring our shit now. Dr. Abigail, eat Fruit Loops, shit purple. Raise, you got pre-workout, makes shit green. Oh my god. I'm not even surprised that we got onto that, quite honestly. But I'm gone. Oh, God, you got photos for proof to send to fiance, and she was more impressed than you. No, she was less impressed than you. Sorry. Anyway, I'm going sleepy bubbles, 9 1 and all. You all take care, and I hope you're here to see my Granda experiment tomorrow, because I am actually genuinely interested in what comes out of this experiment. But we'll see you tomorrow. So until then, bye for now.
You are totally